Christmas miracles do happen. Against the Ropes is back. Hello and welcome to a very special reunion episode of Against the Ropes. I am Taylor Berkowitz and my co-host has just arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to Wayne Hills High School, the champ who runs the camp, Thomas Emmerich. I can't see you, but you know they really can't see you on camera till you get on camera.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I know. A lot of people can't see me, but I'm back.
You're back. You brought the spinny belt too.
Yes, I do.
How many belts are you up to now? Let's talk about this one.
I have about like 4 belts. I have the SmackDown Women's Championship, I have the WWE Championship, and then I have the Universal Championship.
Wow. I mean, that is, these are not, folks, these are not the cheap replicas. These are, you got quite the collection here.
Yes.
You know, some people like sports cars. You're getting WWE titles.
Yes, and also I'll collect the action figures too and the T-shirts. So, I'm all good on wrestling.
You are good news for the TKO stockholders.
Yes.
That is for sure. But anyway, welcome back. There's a lot to discuss. But Thomas, as an alumni, graduated last year. What have you been up to in the time since you've left us?
Of course, I've been keeping up a lot with wrestling, mainly WWE. I've been catching up with AEW here and there, but mainly WWE since I've been really enjoying the product. And then I've been in school, obviously. Just finished up with my first semester at Montclair State University, MSU. The first semester was pretty good. It was like stressful at times, but I persevered through it. I never gave up, and here I am. We're on break.
And people can see you on campus, right?
Yes, people can see me on campus.
That's fantastic. Well, great to hear from you. I'm glad you're doing well, but we have we have some wrestling to talk about. So that's it. It's time to start the 3 count.
The WWE universe has changed a lot since our last show. The TKO merger is official. Vince is out again, and CM Punk is back. So Burke, where are you on the WWE product at this point?
Well, yeah, I'm glad you're watching because I probably have not watched any WWE stuff since our last episode. And, look, it has nothing to do with the product itself. I can't even, Roman Reigns is still champion. That's about all I can tell you. I can't tell you what the major storylines are. So it has nothing to do with the product. It was more just there's only so much time to be had in the day. There's only so many hours I can devote to things I want to watch, and there's a lot of stuff I want to watch. So it's tough, again, it was just kind of tough to stay into it when, you're young. Yes, you have your obligations for school, but when you're an adult, life gets in the way. Mm-hmm. So, it was more that. And there was also, again, with the TKO merger, with the merger with UFC, it was kind of like, it wasn't my favorite thing. I don't like the blurring of WWE with a real martial arts sport. I didn't like that the fact that like Vince was out, then he was back, and then now he's. So it kind of took me, the behind the scenes stuff took me out of the product a little bit as well. And, again, it's just tough to, like I say, it's tough to find all the things that I want. Tough to find time for all the things I want to watch. So when there's something that's not fully gripping me,
Yeah.
it's kind of tough. You know, I generally look forward to the Royal Rumble, so hopefully for that'll probably be my next the next best chance I have to pop back into WWE.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying the WWE product as of late. I think it's been phenomenal. I mean, you've got the return of CM Punk. You've got Jade Cargill signing to the WWE. I mean, like, there's just a bunch of like stuff going on in WWE, and I think it's like really been a positive outcome for the WWE.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, mileage is going to vary on those things. Punk, thank you for taking your shenanigans somewhere else. People went crazy for the Jade Cargill thing. I'm like, she's got a good look.
Yeah.
Is she that big of a deal? I mean, she looks good, but she was never great in the ring in AEW. I didn't think she was great on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
She looks the part. Is that again, maybe for WWE that's enough. It's not enough for me.
I think she's just got to improve in ring a little bit. I think her promo skills are pretty good, but yeah, I think she could have a decent run with the WWE in my opinion.
So you've been watching.
Yes.
Where is the Roman Reigns run at? Where is the bloodline story at? Because it seems to me like that ran its course, but they kept going with it, and I don't know where it's gone, and I don't know if it's gone anywhere.
So I don't know if you heard, but a rising star, actually a mega star, LA Knight. He's been in the title picture, so he's had a decent feud with Roman Reigns, but of course he's not champion right now. LA Knight,
and he's not going to be.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry.
for a long time.
I love the former Eli Drake, but
Yeah.
he's not your guy to take the title off of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and then you've got Randy Orton coming back. He came back at Survivor Series looking jacked than ever. And then AJ Styles came back on Friday too. So on this coming Friday, it's going to be a triple threat to determine. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be the Friday they come back. They come back live. Not this Friday, but
After New Year's?
yeah.
Okay.
In like 2 weeks or something. There's going to be a triple threat to determine Roman Reigns' next challenger at the Royal Rumble. It's either going to be LA Knight, AJ Styles, or Randy Orton.
So the next loser is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I mean, I feel like that's the thing. It's like you've just run into the Roman Reigns roadblock of I just don't see the person out there that is going to end the story properly.
Yeah.
Other than Cody
Rhodes.
Cody, and it's like, okay, but you just did that at Mania, and you should have done it then, and you didn't, and so now it's like, okay, so to me, I think that was part of what took me out of this a little bit is like, okay, well, your biggest title is almost a non-factor in your company at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not for me, but they're making money, so who am I to argue?
But I'm just hoping that we do see Cody Rhodes dethrone Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I mean, if Roman ends up retaining his championship at WrestleMania, I might have to go over to the Rocky statue and cut a promo on the Rocky statue. Let out my anger.
I don't blame you. I mean, there's value to it there's value to having a long-term champion. I think it's just gone on too long. So I appreciate that you've given me a little insight into what's going on.
Now, before we go into the next segment, I want to get your thoughts on the news. I know this was a long time ago, but I want to get your thoughts on what you thought of when Bray Wyatt passed away.
I mean, it's just horrifically tragic. He was whatever whatever issues there were in trying to figure out how to utilize him, he was a really creative talent and a creative mind that never seemed to be fully properly utilized, or at least, when I say properly utilized, they just never created the right situation for his story to be fully told, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Again, your mileage varies on some of the things with the Firefly Funhouse and the Uncle Howdy stuff, but there could have been really good ways to make that work. They never did. And I think the fact that he was even given the opportunity to try and did what he could do with it was pretty incredible. So, the fact it's like, same thing with Brody Lee, like, you lose these guys in the prime of their career. It's really just sad and horrific.
Mm-hmm. When I heard the news, I was definitely heartbroken. It was just like hard for me a little bit to just like deal with, oh my God, like Bray Wyatt's actually gone.
Yeah.
Like, he had a phenomenal mindset in terms of storytelling, and he was just great in ring, and just like sucks that like he's actually not with us anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Sad, and glad we got to commemorate him. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to switch gears from WWE to AEW and see how things have been going there for the past couple of months. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Against the Ropes. AEW has had its ups and downs since our last show. Up, ticket sales at Wembley Stadium. Down, ticket sales everywhere else. Up, the number of TV shows and pay-per-views. Down, ratings. Up, CM Punk's contract with AEW. Down, backstage fights involving CM Punk since he's no longer there. So, Burke, what are your thoughts on the AEW product at this point?
All right, so again, this is where, like with WWE, it's I'd say that it's more the time and oversaturation.
Mm-hmm.
I've still watched casually. I would say, last night was because I just happened to be off from practice and home for a full episode of Dynamite. It's the most I've watched and paid attention to an episode of Dynamite in a long time. With AEW, obviously, I was way more into that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the on-screen product has not been the most compelling. But a lot of that has to do with, again, some of these things off the screen. When, if I'm not mistaken, when we wrapped up in June, Collision had not started yet. It debuted in July. So you just added another 2 hours of television per week.
Mm-hmm.
And, we were just coming out of Double or Nothing, and then there was Forbidden Door.
Yes.
And then you had, it's going to be All In at Wembley Stadium. But then the next week it's going to be All Out. And then it's going to be Dynamite Grand Slam. And then it's like, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. And they don't have the TV infrastructure to make it easy to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So when I had to make those decisions of, you want me to spend $50 on a pay-per-view one weekend, and then you want me to spend another $50 the next weekend, but then this Dynamite Grand Slam is a big show. I can't do it. Like, tell me what's important. And you're not telling me if everything's important, nothing's important.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like, well, what am I gearing up for? And to me, that's, when I really got into AEW when it first started, it was that alternative to WWE. 2 hours of TV. Hey, Rampage is a third. Great. 4 pay-per-views a year. Couple of other, big TV, TV shows that you could do. And now they're, pay-per-views every month.
Yeah.
but you got to pay.
Yeah, and they're not cheap. They're like $60.
Yeah, they're $50 each.
Yeah.
Not that I could swing it if I want to, but once again, you can't do it every month and tell me everything is the biggest pay-per-view and the most important show. So it detracts, the part of that detracts from what's happening on the screen because, well, you're running an angle for Forbidden Door, but I'm supposed to be geared up for All In.
Yeah.
But then this angle is for All Out, which is the next week. And so it's kind of been rough to really get into because there's just, you don't have those cues as to what's important. The thing I have liked, and I wish I had gotten a little more into it quicker, I like that they did this, the whatever they're called, the Continental. It's their version of the G1, the round robin with the 2 pools. I wish they had done that earlier. I wish they would do more of that stuff where it's like, hey, do round robin things, do standings to see who, they have the rankings. Do your standings to see who your next contenders are going to be. Build your stories through in-match storytelling and the competition through there. So I wish I got into that a little bit sooner because it was fun seeing some of that last night. What I don't like, again, is, well, it's for like another title.
Yeah,
and
probably like a pointless title.
Right. And another belt. Oh, but you're getting Eddie Kingston's, Ring of Honor belt. And too many belts, too many pay-per-views, too many different things. Cut it down, focus on the important stuff, and then hopefully you draw me back into it.
All right, so for where I am on with AEW, I've been watching it like here and there. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, like with the pay-per-views, like paying like $50, it's just like not my cup of tea right now. Like I'll tune into the shows here and there, but I've just not been enjoying the product as much. Like I just gotta get back into it. Like I gotta like catch up a little bit.
I mean, let's do the math on this. You're watching Raw. That's 3 hours.
Yes.
Are you watching NXT?
No.
Okay, so you're watching SmackDown. Now we're up to 5 hours.
Yeah.
Dynamite is 7 hours. If you watch Collision, now we're up to 9 hours of television. If you then decide to throw Rampage and NXT, you're up to 12 hours of wrestling TV each week. It's too much. It's too much. There's a whole... Listen, I like wrestling. You love wrestling. You're a fanatic. But there's a whole world out there to explore. And it's hard to explore that and then still want to be like, well, I want to watch 12 hours of wrestling each week. It's too much. And then that's not including pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I get it. And that's, like I say, that's why I feel like, AEW, when it first hit the scene, it was like, hey, here's the Ultimate. You don't have to. You can watch one show, and you know what's going on. And we're building over time to 4 big things. Listen, I get it's a business. They want to make money, but... dial it back, please. Dial it back.
I think what AEW needs to do to like win me back over is get their pay-per-views on a streaming service.
Yeah, agree. Why they haven't figured out something with Max since they're part of the Warner family, I can't figure it out, but I'm not in on those negotiations. From a just on-screen stuff perspective, are there any things or storylines or people that you've been into or not been into with AEW?
I've really been into, I'd say, Swerve Strickland. He's really like won me over as of late. Like his in-ring work is just like phenomenal, along with Prince Nana.
Yeah, he's been the biggest surprise of that for me.
And then trying to think who else. I'd say Christian Cage working as a heel. I think that's been the most like entertaining thing going on in AEW so far.
Yeah, I'll listen. Edge and Christian were never my guys. I wasn't in for their big run in WWE, so I have no deep connection to them. So then, Christian and now Edge, Adam Copeland, coming to AEW didn't do a whole lot for me. But man, have I loved the Christian Cage, father figure character. I think it's just, his work is amazing. He's so detestable. Mm-hmm. He's doing it so well.
Listen, Tony. Listen, I was only giving Jungle Boy's mom the chance to apologize to me for giving birth to Jungle Boy. And she instead flipped me off. But here's the thing. Here's why I think she's really mad. I think she saw her knight in shining armor go off into the sunset. I think she was a little sweet on Christian Cage, if you know what I mean. I think she wanted me to be Jungle Boy's father. And here's the thing, I know Jungle Boy, he looked at me like a father figure. He sure did. But here's the thing, Jungle Boy, I never wanted to be your father. I never wanted to be your father figure. You have a father, but your father's dead. And that's probably a good thing, Jungle Boy, because he would be embarrassed and ashamed to see how you turned out. He'd be embarrassed and ashamed to see you crumpled up like a ball at my feet, refusing to get up and fight back. Jungle Boy, I'm sorry, your entire family isn't dead. Here's the thing, Matt. You're starting to make your brother sound like the sober one. Your screw-up loser brother isn't even the most embarrassing thing to your family. You are. Here's the thing, Pillman. Just like Jungle Boy, you had a father.
Stop it.
But your father was a legend in this business. Legend are other people's words, not mine. In my opinion, Brian Pillman, your father was average at best. He wasn't a walking, living legend, multi-time world heavyweight champion like I am. That being said, I respect the fact that he spilled his blood, sweat, and tears in the middle of that ring. And I'm quite sure he wouldn't mind me speaking on his behalf, saying he'd be appalled knowing his final contribution to this business was you. So keep quiet while I conduct my business. My current opponent, Wardlow, also had a father. But let me put your mind at ease, Wardlow. I'm not going to berate your father. I'm not going to go down that path because let's face it. Your father wasn't famous. Nobody cares about him, so I'm not going to waste my breath. Now, Toronto, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be brutally honest, and I can say it because I'm from here. This city breeds losers, and in turn is populated with losers. Shut up while I'm conducting business. You're called Dirty Jersey for a reason, sweat hogs, so shut your mouth while I conduct business. We demand respect. Whether it's from each and every one of you sitting in this audience wishing you were me, or whether it's all the wrestlers in the back wishing they were me. Listen, I know you've had many, many legendary moments in this arena. You have, but don't forget, the most relevant you've been in the last 15 years is when I left you in a pool of your own blood a couple months ago. What happened, huh? What happened? You woke up this morning and you jumped in the Fountain of Youth? Or maybe you should have taken a few laps while you were in there, huh? I heard about your story and I understand that you have a father.
Oh no.
And your father is dead. I also understand that your father was a professional wrestler. Well, I've never heard of your father, Buddy Wayne, before, so he must not have been very good. Because I'd hate for you to have deja vu and watch that coffin door close on someone you love for the second time in your young life. Because we all know that every fatherless child needs a true mentor, and there's no... Keep it down while I'm conducting business! There's no better mentor than the TNT champion. Relax, people, relax. I know Ric Flair is not dead. Relax. I also know there's not a God, because if there were a God, Ric Flair would have been dead 20 years ago. And when I look in that ring, I see the two of you and I see Ric Flair. Hey, you can take Ric Flair as a partner if you want. I mean, he's one super kick away from his pacemaker kicking out and him turning into dust. But hey, I'm saying at Full Gear, get yourselves a partner, and your retirement is going to come early, and it's not going to be a big celebration. It's going to be more like a funeral. If you find yourself ever needing a little bit of fatherly guidance, I think you know who to call. Go.
And you know, the first interaction between him and Edge and Adam Copeland in AEW, you know, which of course ended with, you know, a line I can't repeat here. I thought it was just the perfect note. So I really like that. I definitely have enjoyed that. And, you know, listen, I think what MJF is doing, towing this line between, you know, heel and babyface, you know, the whole who's the devil story.
I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Just like,
yeah.
All right, let's get this over with.
Right.
Let's find out who the devil is.
Agree. But MJF has been great. And, you know, just him, you know, just again, like behind the scenes, you know, being unapologetically Jewish is just fantastic for me to see. So I love that. Hopefully, you know, things will change in the new year. But
well, maybe we could see MJF going over to WWE.
I don't know if I want to see that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that either. But like,
I think
there's a slim chance.
There's a chance. I think he'd be a little too hamstrung character-wise. So
I think Samoa Joe beats him at World's End, and then that's where he dips out of the company.
I don't think his contract is up that quickly, though. I think you
don't think so?
No, I think it's later in 2024.
Oh, it's later in 2024?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But
and then really quick, I want to give my thoughts on the AEW president and owner, Tony Khan. So, as of late, my opinion really changed on him. I'm not a big fan of the guy. I don't like how he comes on screen. He looks like a deer in the headlights. God help me. It's... Oh, my God. Tony Khan has to get, like, help. Even on X or Twitter, he is just,
you know, listen,
he's just a downfall of AEW.
I don't want to say anything that would run the risk of getting Wayne Hill's television caught in any allegations here, but you know, listen, Tony, get the help you need. I think we can all agree, and yes, I agree. Don't be on camera. Oh
my God, that is. Oh my God, that's like the worst thing I've ever seen. Like Tony Khan on camera, like I feared for my life. Yeah, get him off camera.
Agree. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back going into the new year, we will play the game of Rosebud Thorn.
Welcome back to Against the Ropes. To wrap up the show, we're going to be doing Rosebud Thorn for the upcoming 2024 calendar year in the world of professional wrestling. So, Burke, do you want to explain to the audience what Rosebud Thorn is? if they don't remember.
Yeah, so this is a little, end of the year game, kind of reflective type of thing, and looking forward. The rose is the thing that you are, most happy about from the past year, and again, we're talking wrestling here. The thorn is the thing you like the least, the worst part about it, and then the bud, what we're hoping will grow into something great next year. So I'll do you want to go first for this one? Do you want to do your?
I'll let you go first.
All right. I would say I'll start with my rose. My rose, and it probably would have been a bigger rose if things were going in a different direction here. But I do like seeing Jay White, and now soon Will Ospreay will be in AEW, and just getting on to a bigger stage. I love those guys in New Japan. I think they're tremendous. So I'm happy to see them getting the recognition they deserve.
So for my rose, I'm gonna go with the WWE right now, like how it's doing right now, like in terms of like the on-screen product. I think it's at its highest point right now, especially with the return of CM Punk, and it's just like everyone's talking about it right now, and I think it's drawing a lot of eyes back to the product. Even my brother, he hasn't watched WWE in a while.
Mm-hmm.
He used to watch it back in like 2011, then he kind of got out of it, but he's been tuning back in a little bit, and he's been like catching up with the product ever since like CM Punk came back, because like CM Punk, he gets people talking, and whether it's in a positive way or a negative way, I think his return is really going to impact how WWE goes into 2024.
Well, I'll say that's my thorn, is just the nonsense with him. It was the nonsense. Then he was injured. Then he's back. Then there's more nonsense. Like, and I got to be honest with you. It's like I'm glad he's out, but it was exhausting having that hanging over your head, and like all the people that were he's so great in WWE. Did you care about him in AEW? So
yeah.
To me, it just feels more like this whole like AEW versus WWE. Oh, we love Punk. Oh, we're so happy he's in WWE. Well, if you love them so much, how come you weren't tuning into the AEW product when he was there? So It's not about loving him. It's just about this creating this rivalry. So I'm glad he's gone. Let him be happy. Let him go somewhere else. CM Punk, I have nothing really positive to say. That's my thorn.
My thorn, my thorn would be probably Tony Khan. I'm sorry, but Tony Khan. He was just a thorn in my butt.
Listen, you're not getting an argument out of me. He had way too much FaceTime this year. He's another one. Again, go get somebody, run the company, let somebody else be in charge of creative.
Yes, and then one thing I really didn't like about Tony Khan and what he did in AEW, this was a couple of months ago. I don't like that he ran the storyline with Juice Robinson and the coin. That's what really ticked me off. I really didn't like when he made like the racial joke about like MJF and his like ethnicity. That's what really ticked me off.
Yep,
I'm like, okay,
I agree.
What is
with
this
that.
guy doing?
Yeah.
Read the room. Yeah.
Your bud. I'll let you go with that one. What are you optimistic about?
Optimistic. Ooh, that's a good question. All right, what am I optimistic about? I'm gonna go with. I think I'm optimistic that AEW could get better. I think they just need to move away from the Ring of Honor stuff. There's like too much. I think there's a little bit too much like Ring of Honor going on, and I think they just need to move away from it. And I think if you move away from it, then I think the product will get better.
I agree.
I'll maybe start watching.
I'll piggyback, and I know we're running short on time, but the getting a better TV deal and getting streaming for your pay-per-views, that's what I hope they get. So you want to take us home?
Yes. Well, that's going to wrap things up for our reunion show of Against the Ropes. But before we go, Burke, any pro wrestling high spots from the past week, or any exciting things coming up in the world of professional wrestling you want to plug?
The Iron Claw debuts tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to go see it tomorrow, but I will definitely be seeing it over the next week. Go see the Iron Claw.
Yes, I am definitely going to see the Iron Claw. I think it looks like a phenomenal movie. I saw the trailer for it. It's amazing. I'm interested to see how MJF is gonna play a role in the movie. Should be interesting to watch. I mean, like, I'm not really too knowledgeable on the Von Erichs, but I'm excited to watch.
Agree.
For Taylor Berkowitz, I'm Thomas Emmerich. Until our next retirement episode, remember, you can't see us, and if you want some, come get some.